here I come to diagnose some more. Maybe. Yeah, okay, well, it looks like I've got a gift right here in the seat, which is a O2 sensor, and I see a dongle hanging out. Yeah, we got a code reader. All right, so the customer here stated that they wanted to, they want me to install this O2 sensor because they could not get the O2 sensor removed. It does have a check engine light right there. Before I go down the road of setting myself up for failure, I think I'm gonna throw my scanner on this and see what's going on here. Uh-oh, copyright. Let's turn that off. Okay, where's the DLC? Oh, it's over here. Let's plug that guy in right there. Okay, we're pulling up the Nissan trouble code list, and we're gonna see what it reveals to us. We're looking like, oh, okay, interesting. P1148, open loop control function fault. That means it's not going into open loop fuel control. We got a P0031, HO2 sensor bank 1, heater circuit low voltage, okay. And a P0744, torque converter clutch failure. Yep, so if we just go to Google and type in the easiest one of these codes, it just tells us to replace the O2 sensor. And have a nice day. Yeah, our job is just incredibly easy because, you know, you go to the internet and it says, oh, put an O2 sensor in it and have fun, see you later. See, now the part here that's gonna bite me is if I do what the guy wants me to do without verifying this, then when the check engine light comes back on over this, if that O2 sensor fixes this 0031 and this 1148, when the check engine light comes back on over this torque converter clutch fault, they're gonna say that I did not fix the problem. Let's see what the internet says about that. Replaced automatic transmission valve body. Okay. Yeah, so we need to do some documenting before I do anything, and perhaps I will go back and try to get this guy to authorize me to properly diagnose this before we just fire the parts cannon here. I have no objection to firing the parts cannon, but I think there's a better, more sophisticated way of going about such things. Additionally, this kind of protects myself, it protects the company, and it protects the customer from spending money needlessly, because I may not have an O2 sensor issue. It's possible, but without really testing things and finding out, we're gambling basically. Before I go anywhere, I want to get into the data and see what kind of amperage the O2 sensor heater circuit is pulling out of number 1 here. And my vernacular was not exactly correct, because this AF right here, this stands for air fuel ratio sensor. That's slightly more sophisticated than a traditional oxygen sensor. I certainly hope that that is an air fuel ratio, because if it's not, we're going to have a host of other problems. Anyway, I'm pulling up bank 1 and bank 2 regarding the heater circuits. That's the HTR we see here. So we're at sensor 1, heater bank 1, and bank 2. And we can see here that the ECM is commanding heater on bank 1 at 100% duty cycle, where it's only commanding bank 2 at 44%. So there is some kind of issue going on with the heater circuit. That does not necessarily mean it's actually the sensor. It could be the wiring connector, a pin, ground, PCM. It could be a host of other issues. However, I suspect that since this fella has already kind of made up his mind and purchased this sensor, that he's just going to have us toss this in. But I cannot do such things without at least voicing my objection. Before we begin, let us pop in the hood and see if we cannot visually inspect this air fuel ratio sensor for any obvious damage that may be staring at us in the face. Well, the hood prop is only a partial hood prop, so that's not going to work for me. Don't have no fear. I have a better one. Let's try again. There we go. Cool. Okay, before we do anything here, let's start with some basic stuff. Let's see if there's a fuse anywhere for heated O2 sensors. Yeah, it looks like we got one right here. Hope the light's not too much. 15 amp O2 sensor, V6 and V8. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's a 15. Let's see what's in there. Okay, let's pull this little guy out. Let's third one over. And I do believe this fuse is blown up. Yep, sure is. I can see right through it. Can you guys, you see there the burnt part? Okay, let's put a new fuse in and then we'll recheck the scan tool and see what's going on. Okay, I've got a known good fuse right here. Tough to see through. There you go. You can see it right there. This one's good. This one is blown up. Let's install this known good fuse and we will go back inside and recheck scan tool data. All right, data is pulled back up and I've got air fuel sensor heater PIDs for bank 1 and bank 2 again. There's no change here at the data readout. Still 100% duty cycle for bank 1 and mid 40s for bank 2. That's a little odd. I wonder what's going on here. You know what I'll do? I'm just gonna go ahead and plug in this dude's other, I won't install it just yet, but I'll plug it in and then we'll see if we get a change in this data PID. Okay, it's a pretty tight squeeze, but I'm reaching down here, kind of burning myself. I have the sensor disconnected and I'm just gonna fish this the new one down in there and just plug it in to see if we get a change in that heater commanded duty cycle. Ooh, it's hot. I probably should wait for this to cool down, but ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, I have the new heater, or the new sensor, plugged into the harness. Let's run back inside, start it again, check the data, and we will see if the duty cycle comes down for that bank 1 heater circuit. Alrighty, let's key that back on. And we'll go back into the data menu that we were in. Still waiting. Okay, we're in the menu. Let's go ahead and start it up. Okay, we saw bank 2 start to come down after I started the engine. We're still at 44. And duty cycle for the bank 1 sensor is still reading 100% attempted duty cycle. This leads me to hypothesize that it is not the sensor that's currently installed. We've put a fuse in there, rechecked the fuse, replaced it with a known good fuse, and we have not seen any additional results. I suspect that there is either a short to ground problem or possibly even an ECM problem. So before we start firing the parts cannon that we've already seemed to have loaded, I'm going to go communicate this to the customer and see if they would like me to dig in and find out what the circuit problem is with this, because it is not an O2 sensor problem. All right, I'm gonna go talk to these guys. I'll be right back. Oh, woe is me, nobody cares. The guy said to put his sensor in anyway because he already bought it, and clear the codes, and hopefully that will fix the problem. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back in there, unplug that thing, get the old one out of there, thread the new one in, and clear his codes like he asked, and charge him for my efforts here. Not that effort, just the remove and replace. He didn't authorize me to diagnose it. I didn't actually diagnose it. I preliminarily determined that it's not the sensor. I did that for my own protection. That being said, let's get this thing out and in and out again, and then we are done here today. Let's see if I can, yeah, a little warm. Let's declip you. Got it. There's my new one. Okay, just to give you an idea what we're looking at, right here on the exhaust, that little guy, that's the O2 sensor on this side. And that's going to come out with a specialized socket. You see how it has this notch taken out of it? That's going to allow the socket to slip over the wire and then around the sensor, like so. These are very difficult to remove without said socket because you have to use a wrench or cut the wire off. But if you cut the wire off, then you can't put the new one back on, which is also difficult. Let's see, I'm gonna reach in through the wheel well with an extension and a ratchet to break this thing loose. Before I do that, I'm gonna unclip the wire right here. Now we're free and clear. Okay, extension coming in. Oh, that's super tight. I need a bigger ratchet. All right, here we go. Click. Oh, did we get it or did my ratchet slip? I think I broke a tooth. Nope, I got it. It's free. Come here, cable. The cable's getting stuck, hung up on the shield. There. Here's the old unit. Doesn't look that great, but it doesn't look horrible either. Let's go ahead and change it out with the new one. New unit incoming. Past it. There. Click. Okie dokes. Let's get this thing plugged in, and I'll button the wire up and clear the codes like the dude wanted. And we will ship this for now. It'll be back, but for now it's gonna go. Because that's all that we wanted to do today. I personally find this to be kind of a pointless operation because this is not going to fix the problem, and we just proved that. I told the guy we proved that, and his logic was, let's see what happens. I kind of feel bad, but I kind of don't. Okay, there's a click on the connector, and stick that wire back in its mount. Maybe it won't go in. Ow, it burns. Touching the EGR pipe or something. Coolant passage, maybe. I don't know. It's hot. Whatever it is. And I still have to reach in and connect this connector to its little bracket. There, got it. Cool, that was easy. All right, let's button this thing up. This one is complete-ish for now. I need my flashy light, both of them. All right, guys. We're all done here. I hope everybody here enjoyed watching me not fix this Nissan. I hope it shows up again so I can properly repair this Nissan, because I know everyone here watching wants to know what's going on. I also would like to know what the problem is with this, but a proper diagnosis is not in the cards right now. So we did what we were asked to do by the customer. I presented the evidence and the findings that I have detected so far, and none of that was relevant, and we were just going to change the part and erase the codes and send it and have a nice day. So that's what we did, and that's all I'm going to do at this point forward. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. I would ask of you that if you like this video, please communicate that to me by tapping that thumbs up button. Don't hit it, don't smash it. If you do that, you might break your phone. Just a little tap will suffice. Doing that communicates to YouTube that I am doing a good job here. And if YouTube thinks I'm doing a good job, it is far more likely to recommend my content to other potential viewers. And that's good for me, and that's especially good for them. There we go. That being said, before I go, the only thing that's left for me to do here is to not forget to remind you guys to not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. See you later, 4 liter.